wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, how are you? Come on in, come on in, come on in, y'all. This is Mindset Monday. I am Ilyasa Simpson, and I am here as Coach ILLY right now. Because guess what? In Mindset Mondays, we talk about things that we are challenged to do or not to do. At Mindset Mondays, we talk about things that's on our minds and on our hearts that prevent us from being our best selves. As the season comes through of the holiday, there are many people that are going through a lot of emotions. And some may feel they cannot control their emotions. And even if they try, they may have periods of breakdowns that you can't get back up. But we are going to talk about something today that is very helpful to our souls, finding the inner peace to our souls. What challenges a person from reaching their inner peace? And again, we on Mindset Mondays, we talk about things that we are challenged with, why we can't go forward, what is in our stuck place, why are we in a stuck space? We don't have to be there. And finding your peace is definitely something that can free your mind, free your soul, free your heart. It's all about healing, okay? So again, the question tonight is what challenges a person from reaching their inner peace? So fear of inner peace can stem from a variety of psychological and emotional factors. Here are some possibilities why someone might feel or resist inner peace. And again, life be life in y'all. Y'all know life's us. And not always will we like how life likes us. We will have good days, we will have bad days, and then there's the spaces in between that we don't know what to do. And we just get confused and stuck. We doubt ourselves. And we are sometimes scared to look at ourselves in the mirror to say, okay, so what's going on? How do I get past here? I get multiple phone calls of how do I get from this stuck space? Well, you're called the right person because I'm going to help you get out that space. So if you need help from me, go on my website, www.thechargeroom.com, and you connect with me and we will be connected, and you don't have to sit anywhere that you really don't want to be. So let's talk about some reasons why you're in this space that you can't get to a space of peace. Let's talk about it. So, fear of change. Everyone does not like change. They avoid it like a plague. Like, oh, you got the cooties. That's how we talk about change. We don't talk about it because we don't like it. And when we don't like stuff, we kind of stay back from it. But inner peace often involves a shift of the mindset. And so you have to learn how to have a different perspective of things. So as we are raised, right, we may be raised a certain way to have certain values. This is, what my family does. This is what their family does. And then as you grow up, you have your own family, you may change the values from what your parents may have instilled into you. But guess what? There's something called life changes. And we may shift from what our parents did to us that we don't like. But guess what? But when life happens to us, We don't shift, and we have to ask ourselves why. Why is it okay that we easily shift? Oh, my mother did this, my father did this, and I'm not going to do that to my kids. We do that. But when life does it to us, it's a higher level, and we are afraid to touch it. Why is that? Again, we don't like change. We don't like change. So we fear change. Even if it's a positive change, we still fear change because it can disrupt our familiar grounds that we exist and believe right now. We don't want to shift. We don't want to shift. Like I said, we shift from what our parents do. We mad at that. But when the world gives us shifts, we run away from that, and we have to learn how to say, I'm going to walk through this battle, right? I'm going to walk to change. Okay, so another one, unresolved issues. Achieving inner peace may require to confront a person, place, or thing regarding the past trauma, the conflict, or the emotional issue. We, the human being, does not like to move forward to confront, because now you have to face your fears, face your doubts, face your conflicts, face your emotions, right? You have to face these things. And that's all involving walking in your truth. People don't like the truth. Lie to me all day so I can just float in this make-believe land. And that's what a lot of people do. They float in the land of make-believe every single day because they refuse to identify the truth and walk in it. They refuse to look in the mirror to say, okay, I don't look good today. Okay, I'm not doing this right today. Okay, I'm not treating this person right today. Okay, I'm not treating me right today. Okay, I'm avoiding not doing what I'm supposed to do today. I don't want to do it. So because I don't want to do it, I'm going to rock in this land of make believe. That gets to a point where you think your make believe is the truth. We have to take a step back and look at ourselves and look at what we're doing. Because whatever we create in our mind, that's how we behave, right? So we achieve inner peace, like I said, by confronting what hurt you in the past. Now, a person could have hurt you. They may not be here anymore. But I'm gonna tell you this. If you still face that, you could write them a letter. And if you know where they're buried, you could go to their gravesite and talk the letter out, or you could just write the letter to get it out your system, because there's healing in writing, y'all. There's healing in writing. Write the letter out to get the emotions, the feelings out of your system. So let it come out, and then speak the letter out. Read the letter as if that person was in front of you. I know y'all saw that stuff on the Iyanla Vanzant show, right? But that stuff is true, and it works because you have to start your healing process. Otherwise, you're gonna sit and hurt like an old canker sore. And that thing starts to affect you physically when you hold in things that hurt you, when you hold in traumas and conflicts and emotion, when you hold them in, oh, I don't want to, and this is a famous one, people be like, oh, I don't want to tell nobody my business. Baby, you better tell somebody, because your head may not be working right now. And you may be making inappropriate decisions for yourself which affects your future. So the decisions and choices that you make, you may want to sit with somebody and put two heads together and say, okay, let me make sure this is right. But first things first, write it out. Get it out your chest, get it out your system, speak it out. So it take another level of We are working to chip out these things that hurt us, because once we chip it all out, we free. There's nothing blocking us in front of us anymore. We free. So, okay, these things, like I said, when we don't address them, confront them, walk towards them, they remain unresolved issues, and it will hinder your progress towards inner peace. Another thing, attachment to drama. Ooh, baby, this is a big one. There are so many people. Remember that land of make believe I was talking about just a little while ago? Some people, if they do not have drama and chaos daily, because some people just wake up and say, let me see what I'm going to mess with today. Let me see who I'm going to mess with today. They're miserable. They are going to get up and mess with somebody so they can be miserable too. There's something called caller ID on a phone, baby. When that phone ring, I'm looking at the number and I'm looking to ask myself, is that number that has the person behind the number, are they drama free? I'm asking, are they drama free before I answer my phone? Because I have to protect my peace. I'm at a peaceful space, and a peaceful space, baby, and I have to protect my peace. So this is where I draw my divine line. And if y'all know me, y'all know what the divine line is: taking yourself and placing a 360-degree shield around you to protect your peace. Very important. I am at a place where I will fight you to protect my divine line. Okay, so when I am very cognizant of who is talking to me, who is trying to talk to me, who is coming in my presence. I am very cognizant of that, because I need to know that my shield is up to protect me from that person who I may pose a threat to, that wants to come for me, and they cannot, and they won't, because my divine line, baby, is 365 degrees on me at all times. But when I'm in the room, no matter whether it's on the phone, FaceTime, and whatever the case may be, if I am in the circumference of harm, baby, I'm protected, and whatever they do, it's not gonna work. And not only that, I believe it. And I believe, and I pray. Not only that, I pray. I ask for God to disperse his angels to keep me covered, right? So it's about who you are as a person. Who are you spiritually? Who are you to yourself? What do you want? Do you want positivity in your life, or you with the mishmash? I'm gonna call it right now, the mishmash and petty. I can get petty sometimes. Are you that one that's petty all the time and loves to have drama and chaos? You got to ask yourself, who are you? Who are you, and what do you want? What are you bringing to the table when you get up every day? People are attached to drama. Oh, girl, I got the juice. Let me tell you what happened. Let me talk to you about the tea. Let me tell you what happened. Guys, yo, bro, let me tell you, did you hear? Guys gossip too, real bad. Sometimes guys gossip more than chicks, and I'm looking at y'all like, So there are people that's attached to drama, and the absence of these elements might create discomfort. They are uncomfortable when drama is not in the room, right? So they become ingrained with this nasty habit, and they have a hard time coping when drama is no longer on the table. Identity crisis. Inner peace may challenge one's identity, especially if a person has not defined who they are in the midst of trouble, struggle, and difficulties. Know who you are. I can't say it enough. If you can't look in the mirror and identify who you are looking at, like Michael Jackson say, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, if you can't identify who you are in that mirror, there is time for you to sit down and get some work done on you. Because you are that person that likes to start drama. You are that person that keep the drama going. You are that person who is very uncomfortable not having drama on the table. So it's like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's an old school saying, right? That's an old school saying. So the idea of letting go of your struggles because you are not willing to identify who you really are, right? The question of that is, who are you without the turmoil? And maybe you're not willing to face that person if you don't have that layer of drama and that layer of knowing who you are as a person. And that clicks into some people who are very title orientated. Oh, I am so and so. They introduce themselves and they have to have a million initials after their name or the accreditation before their name. Listen, who are you without that? There are so many people that lose themselves because they do not have a title without their names. And there's another layer that gets tight too. Law enforcement, I'm sorry, but I'm coming for you. People who are licensed to have a gun with their job, you wear extra egos. Well, let me say, the majority have extra egos, and I'm gonna say about men as well, because it's definitely there. If you don't have your gun, it's like, who are you? Who who are you if you don't have your gun? Will you have that same ego that you walk around with, that you want to be predatory on other people? Who are you? Who are you without that big gun on your hip or your back holster? Who are you? Who are you if you don't have a title? Who are you if you are, quote unquote, not a husband or not a wife? Who are you? Can you maintain your own identity without having levels of titles, without having levels of things that make you feel larger than what you are? And then there's the people that will create this whole entire world that is larger than who they are. You are in an identity crisis. Fear of vulnerability. Inner peace involves being open and vulnerable. There's too many people walking around here. "Oh, I'm not telling nobody my business." What are you hiding from? Can you sit down and have a truthful conversation with someone? I totally believe in being very open, very vulnerable, because my truth one shows my work. My truth shows my work. I worked on me. I wasn't always like this. I didn't always walk around with confidence. I didn't always walk around even speaking. You couldn't get two words out of me, and one of them was hi, and this was the other part. I'm waving, right? So it's like, that's all you getting. You may get how you doing. There was a piece of me that never spoke. Why? Because my self-esteem was so low. I would, my self-esteem was so low, and I am not embarrassed about it. But I knew that I didn't like it for me. And since I didn't like it for me, I had to do something about it. I had to walk in my truth. What is making me feel this way? I had to go to the problem and confront it. I had to face it face to face. This is what I'm doing because you are not going to take over my life that I am not showing up for my future. God gave us plans. And I want to walk in minds. I want to walk in everything God has for me. So I'm going to be vulnerable because I want what God has for me. Now, everybody is not going to put the work in there. Those are the ones that's constantly hiding. They got a different mask for every single day, right? You have to take your emotional defenses down to try to walk in yourself, to allow you to be not so protective because you are missing the goal. You wondering why, like, Dad, why I don't feel happy like that? Why I don't smile like that? Or why doesn't so and so approach me like that? You start asking those questions because you don't realize things that you um are experiencing in your mind. It shows up in your day-to-day behavior, and you think you're hiding. Other people see you, boo. Other people see you. So again, walking in that truth, you have to say, I need to have a moment of truth with myself. If you say I'm tired of being sick and tired, baby, if you don't say I'm tired of being sick and tired and really mean it and really say, okay, that's it. Like I got to get this out my system. But not only that, if there's a space and a place that God needs you to be, God is going to push you so hard and annoy you until you get up and do it for yourself. So let me put that in the midst right there. So let's go to the next one. Let me tell y'all something. Face your truth. Face your truth because your promises of life will be so much greater. Cultural and social conditioning. Cultural and social influences may play a huge role in shaping the beliefs about your success, achievement, and fulfillment. If a culture values constant striving and achievement, the idea of inner peace might be perceived as laziness or lack of ambition. So let me shift that out for you. So, and I'm gonna get cultural. So say like there may be a culture that will look upon another culture and say, oh, they're lazy. And you may not be a lazy person, but they'll do it as a culture and they'll label you. Those type of people are lazy. And then there's a culture that says, oh, I'm going to do it whatever it takes. They may have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever the case may be. If they have a goal, they're going to do whatever it takes to get it done. And they may look at the person that will constantly complain and say, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. And they may ask you, well, what are you doing about it to change it? And then you'd be like, I don't know. Nothing. I never thought about it, right? They may judge you and say, I'm not messing with them. They lazy. They don't have it because they don't want to do it. Meanwhile, you may have a medical condition that may prevent you from going into the workforce. They don't know. But at the same time, that the both of y'all can help each other. And only because you may be a person who has a fear of being vulnerable to somebody else, you may not share your story to get some help. And then that person is judging you like, they're not even answering my questions. They're like, and then I have a situation, there's people that may ask for things, but they ask for things, but they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to share their story. And I have a problem with that because I need to have more understanding so I can help find a route that may be conducive for you. And if and some and you and a person may say, well, I'm really not good for telling people my business. Okay, but you are stopping the doors from opening for you to get the help that you need. And it may not be necessarily be the help that you want. Sometimes what we want may not be what we need. So I just wanted to share that part. And I see that a lot. Some people have a lack of self-worth. Some people may feel unworthy to have inner peace. They may feel so deep-seated in their beliefs that they feel that they don't deserve happiness. They don't deserve tranquility. They don't even feel that they deserve to be loved. And that's, again, you have to do some self-work. What is making you feel this way? Who did what to you to make you feel that you are nothing? Who told you you wasn't anything? Who told you you wasn't going to be ish? Because that happens over the generations of time. And it's the way people communicate with each other, which brings people to a way to behave. They become conditioned in their mind. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. And somebody keeps pounding that in your head, you start to believe it when it's not the truth. And most of the time, people do that who we love. People hurt us that we love because you're looking at them in a space like, well, I love you, you don't love me, like you care for me. Mostly it's a parent or a grandparent or aunt, uncle, to that effect. If they cursing at you every day, da, 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 and got 1,000 curse words, that's your language. I have a client, and in his language, as he communicates, he just curses. And he does it so cool, like a cucumber. You have to ask yourself, well, is he cursing? Because he made it a part of his dialect as he delivers a message. But it's the person who raised him constantly cursed, and they did it like it was natural when it's inappropriate. So we may have a way that we view things because how we were raised, when in actual life, when you step out in the world, it's totally inappropriate what we're doing. And you come to that source of understanding when, say, like, as you growing up, or if you going out to college, or if you going out into out of your home into another home, you start to become aware of, like, dang, I don't do that like that, like, oh, we don't do that, like, this looks kind of different here, like, and you start questioning things in your mind, and you're too scared to say anything because you don't want to get cussed out again, right? So yeah, so some people are so deep rooted in who someone else told them they were, of which you're not, of which you're not. Um, you have to, find out who you are and then become confident in who you are. So fear of losing motivation. There's a misconception that inner peace means losing motivation or the drive to improve. But in reality, inner peace can enhance motivation by fostering a healthier and more sustainable approach to personal growth. Now, people have a tendency to run away from personal growth for fear of finding out who they really are, walking in your truth, versus who you can become. People fear the unknown, okay? And being that they fear the unknown, they fear to be successful in an area that they can improve of who they are at the moment. So you have to become who you want to be versus sitting where you are, right? My nose is really bugging out and I don't have any tissues, excuse me. So people fear that, and they fear that they don't have motivation, but it's not really the fear of motivation, it's the fear of self, because you do not want to face who you are. Okay. So lack of awareness. Some individuals may not be fully aware of their inner fears or resistances. They might be unconsciously, and that's what happens so often, cling to the stress and chaos without realizing the impact that they are doing to themselves. Now, there are people with good hearts, but because they were raised with constant chaos or around people that are full of constant chaos and drama, they adapt to who they are around. They become their environment, right? And they don't mean to do it, but it's just that's who they are because of their environment. Um, there will be something that happens to you in your life that'll click in and then say, you know what? I've been doing this wrong this whole time. And you'll feel bad about it. You'll feel bad because, just like, coming to Mindset Mondays, and I give examples of what people do on a daily basis. And you don't realize, dag, I've been doing it wrong. I've been doing it wrong. Some people just do things wrong and don't know. Like, I was teaching someone how to make up a bed properly. And he was like, so he was watching me and he was like, well, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm making up the bed. So I'm used to putting, the little C folds on the side and flipping the sheet, the flat sheet to go on top of the blanket, the inner blanket, right? So make everything look fluffy and nice. And, they was looking at me like, I never did nothing like that before. They just throw the top sheet on, put the blanket on, and kept going. No, it's got to be, airtight, like it looking on crisp. So from them watching me, and now I didn't tell them like you were doing it wrong. It was just the way I was taught how to make up a bed versus the way they were taught. But they liked the way I did it. And I was like, well, let me teach you how to do it, because there's a way to respond to people. When they do you something or you are watching them do something, sometimes people in different cultures, they have a nasty habit to charge it back at the person. Look at what you're doing. Don't do that. You yell and you scream and holler at the person, and they get scared or offended because the next time they do something, they're on pins and needles. It's the way you approach a situation. Just like he was looking at me, and I didn't yell at him. Listen, this is not how you do it. You do it like this. I didn't charge it to him. I said, you like the way I do this? And I'm smiling as I'm talking to him. Let me show you how to make up the bed the way I was taught how to make up the bed. And we both did it together. We did side by side, hand over hand, and he made up that bed so wonderfully. But it's the way we respond to people. And a lot of times we respond of how we were and how we are, rather, I should say, in our environments. So I just wanted to give y'all some tidbits on what challenges that we have that prevents us to becoming greater, that prevents us to, reaching that inner peace, that smile, that unbelievable smile. It took me years to get there, but now that I am here, I'm protecting it at all costs. Like I said, I'm gonna fight you. You are not gonna come in my space that I worked so hard for. So I take pride in setting up my divine line because I have boundaries between me and you. I'm not accepting anything to come in my world because I was damaged before. I was broken before. I was crushed before, and I had to heal. So for me to go through the healing process, I had to first fix me and then set me up so I cannot be broken again. So I'm just sharing it because I'm being vulnerable with you and I'm sharing my truth. So overcoming the fear of inner peace is often involves you finding who you are, you self-reflecting, you having the willingness to explore your thoughts, your emotions, and then gradually accepting change to come in your life to shift you to a place of healing. Healing is necessary. Healing is necessary for you to find your inner peace. And I promote you to work towards your journey. So thank you for coming by Mindset Monday. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach ILLY. Follow me on the Charge Room on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Charge Room group. Just type in the Charge Room. It should pop up. Connect with me on the website www.thechargeroom.com, and also I have YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Charge Room. We are here for you. We are here to help you find tips and different skill sets and strategies to get you to that healing place, because having a permanent smile from the inside out is what makes you shine on the outside. So everyone, see you next Monday and have a wonderful, wonderful week.
I wanna get away, but I could use some